Welcome to a Delta Tau Alumni Association update, and this is probably one of the biggest videos that this Alumni Association has ever had to publish. This video not only represents the past and the present, but also the future. So if everybody could just give me their time on this, watch it. We will open up a Q&A section in our messenger, and we will also provide some emails and contact points that you can ask myself, the Vice President of the Alumni Association, and the President, Mr. Travis Drake. Next week, sometime in the mail, you will be getting a letter from Sigma Tau Gamma headquarters announcing that the Delta Tau chapter in Indiana State is going to be suspended. This is not headquarters' decision by themselves. The Delta Tau Alumni Association has been spending many hours negotiating a settlement and a future plan for this chapter. The decision to be made was spent over probably in the months of March through all the way through the end of April, between many of us on phone conferences, almost 4 weeks in a row of phone conferences with national headquarters, and many hours just texting back and forth plans and whatnot. What had happened was, in a broad sense, there had been many years, about 8 to 9 years, that the Alumni Association had been dealing with a chapter that was slowly going downhill. We are not being suspended because we're getting sued. We're not being suspended because someone got hurt at a party. We're being suspended because the Alumni Association headquarters feel that the chapter has bottomed out. A lot of it's just a cultural shift. A lot of it is the Sigma Tau Gamma principles have been lost along the way, and a lot of it too is partly because a debt was ran up. This is not saying that the past members in the last 8 or 9 years are bad guys. It was just something that snowballed. So to start off, I'll give you a brief history. When this board took over, we knew the previous board had had great issues with the chapter and financial issues with the chapter. The previous boards had laid out a foundation of pure strength that this board could build off of. So myself, I started visiting the chapter and being involved with the members down there, and just some things were not adding up, and our rush was not getting new members in. So our numbers were shrinking drastically, and our debt was going up drastically as well. So that's the key of it. We will answer any questions off the record from social media with any alumnus that needs to contact myself or Travis Drake, the president. I'm the vice president of the Alumni Association. So the chapter is going to be suspended. But the Alumni Association and its members have had great contact with national headquarters. As you know, as an example, Mike Van Camp, he's on a board at national headquarters. Zach Garner used to work at national headquarters, and many of the alumni members have worked with national headquarters on various issues. Back in February, we started the idea of rechartering the chapter because we could see the problems that were building up. Kind of start with a clean slate. So we started the discussions early on. It was brought up in a meeting when I visited national headquarters. In the month of March through April, we also started a lot of phone calls with Vanessa at national headquarters, who is the CEO, and her people that she has on staff. And we have come to a conclusion of what to do. The chapter will no longer be active until the years 2022 or 2023. We're trying to get those dates set down with Indiana State. Indiana State has been very receptive to this idea. They don't see any reason why this chapter cannot come back. Right now, we are currently dealing with the leadership turnover in the fraternal organizations, fraternal and sorority organizations at Indiana State. So we will get final numbers, a final date set here very soon. National headquarters is working on that. As far as the debt that built up, this debt has been negotiated down. People like Travis Drake, he went to the summer conference this year, and he found a final resolution with headquarters, and we have already settled with national headquarters. On the Alumni Association side, I aggressively started working, trying to get back some of this debt in February. Some people can attest that I've worked out negotiations with them and worked out final payment plans, and we've been collecting on that debt. That will not stop. That money that we collect will be going towards the rebuilding of the chapter in 2022 or 2023. With that being said, you may, if you owe debt and want to contact us, please contact us, because we are renegotiating the debt. There are some pretty good deals that we're settling up with, and it's in your best interest that you settle up with us. Now, furthermore, what is going to happen when we recolonize or recharter the Sigma Tau Gamma Delta Tau at Indiana State? We still have our original charter. The original charter is not going anywhere. That was one of our negotiation tools, because the Founding Fathers, we were not going to let the time that the Founding Fathers spent be wasted on doing a brand new charter. The original charter will be tagged to the brand new chapter, and how we run it. How are we going to run the brand new chapter? We have two major criterias that we're going to focus on: grade point average, and we're going to focus on payments. So when you have brand new, just to give you on the payments, instead of letting debt spiral out of control and let people talk their way staying into the chapter, we're going to be very firm in that if someone misses an entire, say, semester payment, they're going to be put on immediate probation, and we're going to make the decision pretty quickly if they need to be removed or stay on. And that's just the name of the game. We have semester dues, nationals gets their cut, and then the chapter gets their cut, so they have a budget. Grade point average. Grade point average will be a mandatory. We're going to still negotiate among the board on how to implement that, but we have a number in our head of a minimum grade point average. Now, what Nationals is going to do for us is they have a network of people that they have scheduled that goes into universities and helps with the first initial rush and get the foundation set up of a successful chapter. Sigma Tau Gamma is very successful at this when they go back in and they get things rolling. The reason why we just don't start all over from the beginning and just take, a week or two off and then go straight back into it is because we kind of let the dust settle when we start basically reorganizing the chapter. So they are also booked up because they're also either opening new chapters or they're reorganizing other chapters. So myself, Travis Drake, Mike Van Camp, Zach Garner, and Vanessa and her crew were very good on the telephone conferences that we had for over a month, and making sure, letting us know that her group of people that go in and do these things are booked up solid, but they will give us the full resources once this happens. Delta Tau Alumni Association is also going to help financially in this endeavor. We don't know anything right now, but we are prepared to make this investment. So, to recap, we will answer any question that you guys have. We will put up the messenger. We will put up our contact points. If you message us through Facebook, we'll give you some contact points. We will answer any questions that you have. Secondly, the letter will be coming. You will see that Delta Tau Alumni Association is being suspended for the time being. We are not being kicked off campus forever. We are just taking a break. We will be in suspended status. From here on out, we will still be celebrating our chapter as if it's active, and our charter is still alive, the original charter. We will still function as Alumni Association. We will probably start doing fundraisers to help put money towards the brand new chapter, and we will stay in contact with all the alumni on future plans. Once again, I appreciate the people who were involved with this. I appreciate the Alumni Association in this. I appreciate you alumni who have given us financial donations. And this is going to be where you are going to be needed to function in this organization that we have, this association, to help us build a better and stronger chapter here in a few years. So the next couple years will be very critical for all alumni to band together and make this happen. Once again, I appreciate your time. This is probably one of the hardest videos I've ever done for this association. Take care, and please send us your questions. Thank you.